If you like what you are seeing, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe.
Musa Kasatal, I think it is high time to get a mindset not to vote for party but competent personnel when it calls for presidential positions, meaning an independent candidate should just have, as equal an opportunity to win as somebody backed by a party.
I do agree with those ideas, but generally also our elections are about personalities, more about personalities than about parties, really. And that is why I talked about a coalition led by an individual, not party-led coalition, but coalition led by an individual that is capable of winning, an individual who is capable of uniting or reuniting Gambia. That is the kind of candidate we need.
Good morning, Uncle Peter. I really appreciate the way Essa criticizes this corrupt government. Everything he says is valid, but I'm sure Dr. Cisse will skillfully counter his points tomorrow. If Essa puts his words into action and genuinely empowers Gambian youths, he could easily win an election and become president. And that's exactly why this government fears him and his words. Almost all youths support him except Mr. Kasongo, whoever that is.
I endorse this text message sent by Mr. Konjira. Yeah. I think it is spot on. Come December 2026, there will be a seismic change in Gambian politics. You would see a new government. I believe a new government led by Essa Faal, and that would be, I believe, a turning point in Gambian history. It would bring about a situation in which there would be reconciliation and reunification of the Gambian people, to the extent that we are not as cohesive as we need to be, but more importantly, really, a government that would think logically and do things properly in the interest of the Gambian people. But that aside, really, I do think that 2026 presents a unique opportunity that Gambians must seize. If we don't, we would continue to wallow in disorganization. We would continue having Nafulo Pisir Pasar, in which the interests of the people are no longer the priority, and they would come and sit in Peter's chair here and give it the biggest spin possible. They would tell Gambian people to believe things that they never believed when they were in the opposition. They would tell us that black is white and yellow is green, and they want us to buy the Barrow Kool-Aid, which is now tasting fermented, and Gambians must reject it.
All right, let's move on. Hi, Uncle. I would like to encourage Mr. Faal to start a grassroots enlightenment. We really need this. How much work are you doing outside the Greater Banjul area, on Kirfatu today, on West Coast Radio tomorrow, God knows where next?
We are having youth bantabas in which we gather groups of youths, not too large numbers, just groups of youths. We sit down and have a conversation with them. But you see, this is a strategy they will soon start to copy. Whatever I say, they copy. This is a government.
They have ideas.
This is the government that is bereft of ideas. All they do is copy. If I say a policy today, the next day they have a group of people writing a policy on that and trying to copy. But I want them to succeed in the policies that they implement, because that would be in the best interest of the Gambian people. But they fail woefully, because everything they do poorly or they do badly. One principal reason is because their commitment is to themselves. It's all about how to entrench themselves in power, how to maintain the gravy train so that they will sit first class and the rest of the people are sitting third class. This is what they do. In fact, most of the people don't get on the train. Let me read something out to you, Peter. It's quite interesting. Something that I saw today. Somebody shared this. I am a policeman and my salary is $6,000. I pay rent of $2,300 every month. My fish money, the pass, is $4,500 in a month, meaning $150 a day. Well, the president gets $150,000. I gave $50 to my children.
They've denied that. They've denied this.
Well, they would deny everything. I gave $50 to my 3 children each for their transport and food to school, meaning $150 for 3 children, which is $3,150.
The man is in debt already.
Let me finish. My cash power, credit, medical bills, other miscellaneous expenses in a month totals $2,800 a month. My total expenditure is $12,750 minimum in a month, and the government is only paying me $6,000. How can I serve my country right? My brother or my sister.
That's telling. How can I serve my country
right?
So he is serving, or she is serving, but may not be serving the proper way.
My brother or my sister, I feel your pain. A lot of Gambians share this same pain. If you go to the provinces, 77% of the people live in poverty. If you come to the urban area, over 45% live in poverty. And let me tell you, urban poverty is even more acute than rural poverty. In fact, over half of the people of this country suffer the same fate as you. A government led by APP Sowea would have its primary focus on alleviating the suffering of the Gambian people. We would ensure that we have a fair and just society in which every Gambian, once you wake up in this country, you have a fair chance. Every Gambian who wakes up in this country should be able to get by. We want to establish a fair, just, and equitable society. Not a society in which if you belong to those at the top, you survive, and those who are not at the top would wallow in poverty, in disease, and in suffering. But look at the borough government, what it is doing. It is padding its way to success and putting all Gambians below them to suffer. You pay the president $500,000 and you pay his driver just like this police officer. He would continue to suffer. You pay the Speaker of the National Assembly $19 million per annum. He would be enjoying life, and the rest of the people will suffer. You pay the ministers $200,000 and above, even those who were earning $20,000. You catapult them up. They are earning now $200,000. They'll sing your praises, and whatever was bad before is now very good because they now partake in the mayonnaise, and therefore everything is good. This is the kind of Gambia we want to end.
You're jumping the Chief Justice.
I don't know the exact amount that the Chief Justice receives now, but obviously I think they've passed the bill.
You know what people will say? That's his area. So he's trying to sanitize the judiciary.
No. In fact,
lawyers have no problem when a lot of people would say they are the problem of the country.
That would never happen. I have
find out what the Chief Justice
the greatest respect for the Chief Justice. I have worked with him. I believe he's a decent person.
We're not attacking any person per se.
Yes.
We are looking at the institutions. We looked at the presidency. We looked at the speakership, the National Assembly. Equally, we should look at the judiciary.
I agree. In fact, you recall, I was the one who criticized the bill to increase the salaries of the judges. You recall, and I received a lot of attacks from my colleagues, the lawyers, saying that...
Well, they're not above scrutiny.
Yes, saying that they deserve it. I said, yes, I agree that they deserve it. But my fight is not whether A deserves an increase. My fight is for the establishment of a just and fair society in which every Gambian should be able to get by, regardless of who you are. But if you skew things, those at the top, you give them massive amounts, and those in the middle and below, you pay them salaries that subject them to the indignities of poverty, just like this person. He does not know whether to do right or to do wrong to survive. In fact, for the most time, they have to accept handouts in order to survive. My friend, what are we doing to our people? We are sapping away their confidence. We are killing their integrity. We are telling them that you do not matter in Gambian society. This is what I want to end. I want to ensure that Gambians who are at the lower levels are also able to survive. That if you're born here, you have a chance to reach every level. You do not have to attain good education because your father earns a lot of money. We have seen people who had nothing before. Now they are spending $190,000 per annum on one child's education. Sometimes in those institutions, they have about 3 children going there. Where do they get the money from? This is the thing that we want to end. I went to public schools. I went to Gambia Muslim High School. I went to St. Augustine's High School.
Best school.
Yes, I endorse. I agree in toto. My father rector sapere, me rector sapere, my brothers rector sapere. I agree with that. But the thing is, Peter, we should try to establish a fair and just society. This is what I am about. That's why I am running for president. If it was just to make big money for me, I don't think running for president would be the thing for me.
Absolute last contribution. I'm sorry for not being able to take on board everything that was sent this morning. Mr. Faal, I admire your intellect, leadership potential, and the efficiency you bring. I truly believe leaders like you can move the Gambia forward. That said, I often find that politicians, including yourself, speak in broad terms without offering specific plans, especially regarding youth empowerment. We once crossed paths when I had the chance to serve you. You seemed exhausted that day, which I understand, but to truly challenge the current government, I believe clarity and concrete ideas are essential. I also rarely hear how politicians aim to inspire citizens to help build the country outside of voting. Beyond urging people to vote out the current government, I'd love to hear how you plan to encourage productivity and self-driven development at the grassroots level. I understand the fear of idea theft, but I believe great execution sets leaders apart. That's why I think the future lies in building strong systems, not just personalities. Thank you, and I hope to hear more specifics from your vision soon.
Thank you, my
Specifics,
brother. I do agree with you to a
could
large extent.
It could be a sister.
Yes, or sister.
Yeah.
Idea theft is very real in Gambia. A lot of the things that I say are being stolen, and they try to come up with something to implement them. It never worked. But be rest assured that I have a very good plan for Gambian youth and women. Read the manifesto or the blueprint of APP Surveyor, you'll see.
Where can one find one?
It's available everywhere. We can even send it to you in a minute or two.
Yeah.
I'll ensure that you receive it. In fact, as we speak...
Am I free to distribute it as I do the program?
Distribute as widely as you can. I am sure that Bob, if he's listening, is probably busy sending it to you now.
Very good.
But I can assure you that we have a plan to spend $50 million on Gambian youths every year for the first 5 years of our presidency.
Okay.
Our plan
$250 million during the first
5 years minimum.
Yes.
We have a plan to transform the Gambian youths from a lot of whom are unskilled. We want to transform them to world citizens fit for the 21st century.
Oh, the NPP government has already started that with TVETs.
My friend, you see, these people believe in little things, baby steps. We don't believe in that. We believe in doing things big. NPP government is busy sending Gambian youth to Spain on slave wages. This is modern day slavery.
They call it circular migration.
Call it whatever they want. It's window dressing. It's a band-aid solution. Okay, it's modern-day slavery. Instead of sending Gambian youths to Spain to go and speak Spanish mangoes and oranges, we would have Gambian youths have plantations in Gambia, plucking their own oranges and their own mangoes and exporting them abroad.
But where's the land? They said almost half the country has been sold to foreign investors who are doing agriculture here.
Who sold it?
I'm just asking, where's the land?
Who sold it?
Well, if it's been sold,
look,
if it's been sold, how can you get it back?
Peter, there is no land that can be sold without the government endorsing it, because the government would have to give papers. So at the end of the day, the government is complicit in that sale. So they cannot turn around and complain. But in any case, we have seen what happened in Zimbabwe and in South Africa. All right? And look, Gambians will come back and claim their heritage.
If you like what you are seeing, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe.